This week we read the combined portions of Tuhat and Balak. The portion begins with the laws of the red heifer, continues with the deaths of Miriam and Aaron, the striking of the rock by Moses, and the journey of Israel through the wilderness. We encounter moments of water and thirst, leadership and frustration, battles and blessing. In the second half of the portion, Balak, king of Moab, hires Balaam to curse Israel. Yet again and again, what is meant as a curse becomes a blessing. Even speech intended to harm is turned towards good. But in the middle of all these, a larger and more familiar story that we've talked about, there's a smaller episode that drew my attention this year. People complain once again in the wilderness in these stories, and they're afflicted by venomous serpents. They panic and they turn to Moses. God responds with a strange instruction. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe, aseh lecha saraf vesim oto al nes, v'chayeho hanashuk v'ra'a oto v'chai. The Lord said to Moses, make for yourself a fiery serpent and place it upon a pole, and whoever has been bitten shall look and live. And that's in Numbers 21:8. So this is a strange moment in the Torah. God doesn't remove the snakes. God does not promise that no one will be bitten again. And God does not erase the danger from the world. Instead, God gives the people something to look at, a pole with a fiery snake. The Mishnah immediately notices the difficulty in the story and asks, Vahi nashash memet o nachash mechaye. Does a serpent kill or does a serpent give life? And it answers that the serpent itself has no power at all. Rather, when the people would lift their eyes and direct their hearts towards heaven, they were healed. The healing was not in the object, though, and that's really important. The healing was in the direction of the intention. And that is what I'm trying to talk about today. The direction of our attention. The Zohar adds a deep layer to this idea. We live in more than one reality at once. We see that there is a world immediately in front of us, and there is a deeper spiritual reality that is always present, but not always visible. Imagine we have the spiritual reality, we have our present reality, and even today, we have another reality. We have our augmented reality. So the work of faith is not often in discovering something new, but learning how to see differently. And that idea feels very close to our own experience. Most of us are not surrounded anymore by serpents in the wilderness, but we are surrounded by things that compete for our attention every day. The news demands our attention. Illness demands our attention. Worry about the future demands our attention. Memory of the past demands our attention. And many of those things are real. The Torah does not ask us to deny them, but it does ask a quieter and more difficult question. Do they deserve all of our attention? When the Israelites in the wilderness became afraid, their world narrowed. The danger became the only thing they could see. Everything turned into snakes. Everything else disappeared. And so God does not simply change their circumstance. God gives them a way to interrupt that narrowing of vision. He has them look up. He reorients their attention. I think that is a spiritual practice for us as well. Each day there should be moments when we deliberately lift our attention away from what is heavy or consuming. Perhaps for you that is through prayer. For some, perhaps that's through Torah or Talmud study. Perhaps it's just through a gratitude exercise or just being grateful for something each day. Perhaps simply by noticing what is already sustaining us. The breath we didn't have to create, the heartbeat we didn't have to manage, a conversation that reminds us that we're not alone, or a moment of beauty that we didn't have to earn but were given. These things are so ordinary that we often stop noticing them, and yet they are what makes life possible. Imagine life without the sun. It's so ordinary we forget about it. But without it, there is no life. As I reflect on this story, I'm reminded that what we consistently attend to gradually shapes who we become. If we attend only to fear, what we become is totally shaped by fear. If we attend only to what is broken, we begin to believe that brokenness is the whole story and that everything is also broken. But if we make space to notice gratitude, presence, learning, and the quiet gifts of life, a beautiful sunset, peace, happiness, laughter, we begin to see the world differently. The bronze serpent did not remove the wilderness. The wilderness remained. The challenges they had to face remained. The challenges we have to face daily remain. The uncertainty for them, as well as us in today's changing environment, also remains. What changed was not the world itself, but where the people placed their attention. May we each find moments in the week ahead to lift our eyes beyond what is heavy, to notice what is sustaining us, and to direct our hearts towards the source of life. Thank you.